welcome to It's Tea Time. I'm your host, Jonathan Sellers, and I'm joined today by the Director of Athletics for Troy University, Jeremy McClain. And Jeremy, a lot to talk about. And first off, we'll start it off with what ended up being a loss for the football team up at Appalachian State. But I think you're really starting to see that the process, and Coach Brown talks about how he's being process-oriented right now, and you're really starting to see the results of that in the way the team played this weekend, just never giving up, continuing to fight, and just really leaving it all out on the field. Yeah,
no doubt. That was a very good Appalachian State team that we went up there to play. You know, they were top 20 in the country in offense and defense. I think they were allowing 12 points a game. Yeah. And so a very good football team, and we knew that going in. I think the coaches felt like we were well prepared, and and our guys executed. Of course, we had some mistakes during the game, right, as every game. You have those every game, but really felt like we made some plays and answered some of their scores, and that's a good sign. Right. And then had on the defensive side of the ball, really played well. Had some great stops, and they have some talented guys on the offensive side of the ball, and we were playing with without one of our best defensive players as well, and so a lot of positives there. Of course, we all want to see the W on the scoreboard. Right. Make no mistake about that. And our guys, our players for sure. And I hate it for them that we weren't able to finish that one, but because they deserve it. They've been putting in the work. But it is a process, and you see progress, and you see that process behind the scenes a lot more. It happens there before it shows up on the scoreboard. Right. Most times, and so we're getting really close, and I think this weekend will give us another opportunity to show that. Well, and you get to show it in front of the home fans, so I know always glad to be back at Veterans Memorial Stadium, and a chance. This is one of the games that's good for the fans, and they also get to pay the respects to the military as military appreciation game. So talk about the events going on with that. Yeah, no doubt. It's always a special day. I think any military appreciation game is special just because of what it is. But we'll have an opportunity. We'll have servicemen and women coming from camps in the area, which we've gotten tickets to them. So we'll have some of them come to the game and be in the stands for the game, and so that's always special. Right. And then we'll also have an opportunity with our coin toss and some different areas throughout the game to be able to recognize some of our veterans and some of our servicemen and women who've served our country. And so it's a great opportunity. And the game will be fun, but everything around it, I think, will be enjoyable for everyone as well. But let's get to the game a little bit. I know both teams kind of searching for a win right now. Louisiana Monroe has struggled a little bit, but Troy also, the record 2-6, 1-7. So both teams really fighting for a win. Troy has struggled against Louisiana Monroe in the past. So are we going to change that this time? Yeah, I hope so. I really think that we'll be prepared. I think the what's happened in the past, I don't think has any bearing. Right. We got a whole new staff and several new players, and so I don't think that has any bearing. I think it's about us executing. I think we'll be glad to be back here at home. Although I know we've lost some home games, but I think it'll be good to be back, sleep in our own beds, right, and spend the week here and be in front of our home crowd. And so I expect us to come out and be prepared. And I think you've seen the last two games a lot of progress offensively. Right. Obviously, New Mexico State put up 50-plus points, and then at App State against a very good defense put up over 40. And so I think that'll carry over. I think we're starting to click. I think Brandon, our quarterback, is healthy and starting to kind of get in a groove, and that's where it all starts. And so I really look for us to continue that against Monroe. Well, and there's only two more chances at home to get to see the Trojans in action. So this weekend and then the following weekend. So I know, of course, you want fans to get out there to support the Trojans, buy the tickets, and encourage other fans to come out there too. No doubt. It's that last opportunity. We got 2 weeks here to show these guys, and our fans have responded great throughout the year. But this will be the last opportunity to help push our guys kind of over that hump, if you will. Right. And if we can get these home games and then things start really looking up about how we can finish the season. So we need our folks there, and I encourage everyone to come out and support. These guys we're getting there, and they're working hard, and we appreciate all the support up to this point. We ask everyone to come out for these last 2 weeks and everybody finish strong. Well, I know another team that's
kind of winding their season down right now is the soccer team, but hopefully they can keep things rolling a little bit. They're on the road in Atlanta for the Sun Belt Conference Tournament, and that begins on Wednesday.
That's right. Excited about that. They've had a great year. Really 13-4-1, I believe, was the final record for the regular season, and some of those losses to some pretty good programs, and so excited about what they've done regular season. We'll go in as the 2 seed again, just like we did last year. And so, begin on Wednesday and hopefully continue to win, play Friday, and then on Sunday and finish it out. But we've got a really good squad. I think the coaching staff's done a great job with that group and getting them ready to play and competing every time they go out. And so those postseason's always fun.
Right.
And you got to make sure you're ready. And I know our student athletes will be ready.
Now I know the venue has changed because of weather in the area, and I know we're familiar with all the rain we've been getting recently. But will that change anything for the team other than just where the bus has to travel to?
Yeah, should not. As of this point, none of the schedule has changed, none of the practice times.
Okay.
So it allows them to stay on schedule. Just be a matter of playing at a different venue nearby. And so shouldn't affect us.
All right, and then volleyball team, they're in action. They had a tough stretch of games over the past 6 or 7 days, and they're going to be kind of wrapping things up pretty soon and finishing their home schedule this weekend with one against, not sure right off the top of my head, but they're going to be playing their senior day this weekend on Sunday.
I think it's against UT Arlington. I think they'll finish on Sunday. Senior day begins at noon, and it's important. I think we've got two matches left, and so it'll be important for us to finish strong, and seeding in the tournament is at stake, and those kind of things. And so it'll be a big game, obviously, for our seniors. We've got, I believe, 4 seniors on that squad, and it'll be a big day for them, obviously. And so that'll start at noon. Senior day will be right before that. So encourage everybody who can to make it out and help them finish strong and prepare for postseason as well. And
then basketball, they're going to get things started. A great turnout for Trojan Madness. A lot of fun out there. I know you got called out for the slam dunk contest. Didn't step out there, but maybe next year.
I had my suit on. If I hadn't, it might have been a little different.
But I know that the exhibition games will start this Thursday night with both teams playing at home.
Yeah, and that's exciting. It's hard. It's really hard to believe basketball season's here. It happens so quickly. It's hard to believe November's here. But yeah, a doubleheader on Thursday here at Trojan Arena, and so that'll be a great opportunity for our fans to come out and watch the exhibition, kind of see what to expect from our teams. They'll get a glimpse of several different things that night. I'm sure we'll play a lot of players and try to get everybody ready for the regular season, which is right around the corner. And so it'll be a good opportunity for everyone to see our Trojans play, and so encourage everybody to get out there and support these programs. And
that's a doubleheader Thursday night beginning at, is it 5:15?
5:15, that's
for
right.
the women, and the men will be about 30 minutes after the conclusion of that game.
That's right.
All right, so lots going on here, and hopefully fans will make their way out to all the events.
Plenty to do.
All right, well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more coming up on It's Tea Time. Welcome back to It's Tea Time, and we're here with the head coach of the women's tennis team, and that's Rawia El-Sisi. And Coach, y'all played well recently. Y'all had a good trip up to Tuscaloosa where one of your girls won the women's, one of the singles flights, and y'all won 3 of the doubles matches up there, and so you played really well up there.
Yes, it's been actually a very good month overall. In the months of October, we had like 4 tournaments in a row.
Right.
So I split actually the team the past 2 tournaments and took only 4 players for each of the event, of the weekend events. In Tuscaloosa, actually my number, she played number 2 for me last year, Sonia Otta. Mm-hmm. She actually is having a good fall season for her individual tournament. She won her bracket and won the single tournament draw in her bracket.
Right.
Beating a Mississippi State player. And she was, I don't want to say killed her, but she really played so good this match. She was like on fire. So I was actually impressed the way she competed from day one in the tournament.
Right.
Although she had an injury, she told me about it in the middle of the match, wasn't aware of it. She told me my feet hurts. I was like, but her mental toughness to get through the tournament, both doubles and single, was actually unbelievable effort from her.
Right. So to see her compete that well against an SEC school or an opponent from an SEC school, that's got to be really exciting for the upcoming spring season as well.
Of course. I mean, Sunny played actually last year in regionals, and she made it to the quarterfinal, beating a girl from Alabama. She did not have the best season during the spring, but Not finally she's back on track. The mental game, mental toughness, a little bit, worked with it a little bit this semester.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll have her ready for the spring to compete and be winning more matches for us.
So you've got one more tournament in the fall, is that right?
Yes.
And that's going to be down in Orlando?
Yeah, so we're actually practicing in Dawson this afternoon.
Okay.
And we're getting ready to leave tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Okay.
So the tournament starts on Thursday. It's the first time we get invited to the USTA/ITA clay court tournament invitation. It's actually hosted and organized by Florida State.
Okay.
And it's kind of an honor for us to be there and get a lot of good competition again. It's gonna be same level, higher level than the ITA regional, and also like teams like the ones in the level of Alabama tournaments. So a lot of top 20 teams in the country gonna come to this tournament.
Right.
So it'll be exciting.
Now you hear clay court, and you'll have to tell me if I'm wrong about this, but is that like similar to what you see? Is it the French Open in professional tennis? Is that the kind of clay court that you'll be seeing?
Yes, but different color.
Okay.
The clay court that is used in the U.S. is green clay.
Okay.
They're a little bit faster than the red clay. In the French Open, they use red clay. Mm-hmm. The material a little bit softer. I practiced on green clay when I was in California back years ago, right. Back in juniors. But they're faster, but different between clay courts and hard court is the speed of the ball is reduced. Mm-hmm. A lot of rallies. The players will be very consistent in the back. A lot of rallies. So that's the main difference.
Okay. Now, is that going to be something you're going to get to practice beforehand, or is that what you're going to be doing in Dothan? Is there a place to practice that?
Yeah, well, I was going to go practice actually yesterday, but because of the rain, we had a really bad rain also on the weekend, and that's why it was my plan, try to go through the whole week, because we couldn't before, as we've been competing on hardcore. Right. So at least we get an opportunity today to practice, get used to a little bit on clay, slide a little bit, get used to the surface. And then tomorrow we'll practice once we get to Orlando, and then we just start competing on Thursday. Okay. So we don't have a big advantage, but
but any little bit helps.
A little bit help, and the advantages we have actually also is the players competed in their country grew up on clay. Okay. So I just need to get their muscle memories and back on getting adjusted a little bit to clay. All
right, Coach. Well, good luck over there, and hopefully y'all will do well down in Florida, and then we get a lot to talk about in the springtime. So.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more, and it's tea time. Welcome back to It's Tea Time, and we're here with the volleyball coach, Coach Sonny Kirkpatrick. And Coach, y'all have had a tough string of games over the last week or so. I know you said it was 6 matches over a 2-week span, and that's a lot for y'all. And right now, y'all are just kind of tired. A long trip out to Texas, and then coming back to face Mississippi State on Monday night, and a few tough losses in there. And so, right now, what's your team, the mentality of your team?
You know, we've stuck with the mindset of we were only as good as our next match, and you know, we've really taken that to heart. We played some pretty good volleyball over the last week and a half, and unfortunately hasn't come out for any wins. But we see the light at the end of the tunnel. We see that we're playing better. We see we're playing harder. Right. And you know, we're really close to being able to spin this thing around.
Well, and on the road on Friday at Texas Arlington, your team played well. You got up 2-1, and then just couldn't finish it off. What happened in that match?
We got into some matchups where, you know, the first game we went out and we had some great matchups on our side. They made some adjustments to counteract what we did, and they won the second game. We made adjustments. It was a back and forth kind of thing, right. And ultimately it was the team that made the fewest mistakes won. And you know, they've got a really good young team, and we were down 10-5 in the fifth game. Came back and tied it at 12, and then you know, they made a couple plays to beat us 15-12. So, you know, we were right there, and they're a good team. Right. They've got some great wins this season, For whatever reason, we've played them 6 times. 5 of our 6 matches have gone 5, and the other one they won by a total of 4 points. So we're really evenly matched as far as each of our teams are.
Now, do you think some of that carried over into your next match against Texas State? Just the coming out on the losing side, do you think that carried over?
I wouldn't say that. Texas State's really good.
Okay.
They played probably the best defensive match against us that we've played this year. We hit some great balls that normally would have been down for kills.
Right.
And, they were running all over the gym and bringing them back. So you got to give credit when the other team plays
right.
better on defense than you do. They were really outstanding. It doesn't really show it in the score, but we had 5 or 6 balls that should have been points where all of a sudden, instead of losing in 3, we could be going to 4 and 5 games. So, we played pretty well. The score's not reflective, but again, we ran into a really good team.
So that's kind of a positive you can take from that. I mean, it's just one of those things where you're playing well, just things aren't going your way. I mean, and you got to give credit to your team because they're out there working hard, but just their other team, as you said, is playing better.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we went out and played really poorly, then I would say, well, we got a lot of work to
right.
do. And that's what I mean by I think we're really close to kind of getting to where we want to be.
Right.
And it's better to peak or to be starting to peak right now at the end of the year when you're getting ready to go to the conference play
right.
than to have peaked earlier in the year and really be on a downside. So I've seen some really good stuff from us. We just have to continue to plug away and kind of fix some mistakes and work on a couple of things to get ready for Sunday.
And you welcomed in a SEC team on Monday night, and again lost that one 3-1. But reading the postgame article, you were pleased with how your team played in that one in parts of that game.
We were up late in game 1, gave up a run and had a chance to tie it at 24 and made kind of a silly error. Won the second game kind of handily and we're up 22-20 in the third game and ended up losing 25-23.
Right.
So we're right there. We just have to figure out a way to stay composed and finish at the end of the match. And we can do that. We just have to get over the hump.
And then Sunday, you get to be at home again. So you get a pretty good time off through Sunday. Face Arkansas, Little Rock to finish off that home schedule, and also it's going to be Senior Day. So talk about that day for us.
Senior Day is always an emotional day.
Right.
It's the last time your seniors are going to play at home. We've got a good team coming in. Little Rock is the defending Sun Belt or reigning Sun Belt champion until the end of the year.
Right.
And they're a good team. They've got a lot of experience. They've got a lot of international players that have a lot of international experience. So we're going to have to play well on our side. But I think we match up pretty well against them. And again, it comes down to who makes less mistakes that's going to win the game. And we're always looking forward to playing at home.
Well, Coach, hopefully you'll have a big home crowd to send your seniors off on a good note, and hopefully you can pick up that W.
Thanks, Jonathan.
All right, thank you. And join us again next week for more of It's Tea Time.